Oh, you ever thought this will only take 5 minutes and then realized that you were comically wrong? Yeah, well, welcome to Parkinson's time. You see, my body and my brain have, well, let's just call it a miscommunication issue. My hands, they're on their own schedule. My fingers are boycotting. My legs, they're just here for emotional support. Suddenly, what should take 30 seconds has now become a full-body strategy session. Well, you know what? It doesn't matter how long it takes. Forward is forward, and we're still moving. So let's keep going. You got this.
Okay, so most people, they just tap on their phones and move on. Me, I try to open up one app and my phone opens up like 5. Trying to text, autocorrect turns, hey, how are you, into help, how are you? Swiping, hope you like random screenshots and accidental likes from 2013. And at this point, if I ever text you something really weird, just know that it was a team effort between me and my phone.
Falling asleep with Parkinson's, it's already a challenge. But then try to roll over, and suddenly you're in the middle of a full-scale military operation. You have to analyze the situation, trying to come up with the best strategy, then carefully shift your weight, slowly initiating the move, because too fast, the whole mission's compromised, and too slow, and you're never gonna make it. And when I finally make it to the other side, mission accomplished, job is done, the operation was a complete success. And then my bladder says, hey, switch your weight. Let's go to the bathroom.
In a world where the ground feels shaky and memory is optional, 2 men will rise, armed with microphones, dry humor, and a suspicious number of pill bottles. They'll face tremors, stiffness, and the ultimate challenge, recording a podcast without forgetting what they were talking about. This is where Parkinson's gets real. This is Life in Motion, the Parkinson's podcast. Rated P for please take your meds first. Now, grab your earbuds, unless you forgot where you put them. Then just turn the volume up because today's episode is ready to go. Now, here are Bryce and Brian.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to Life in Motion, the Parkinson's podcast. I'm Brian.
Hey, and I am Bryce. And Brian, it is so good to be back live. You know what? That whole intro was playing, and I was like getting super pumped. I'm like, we're live. Like, this is so cool. It's so cool. How are you doing, by the way? And you've been moving all week. So how are you doing?
I feel like a crippled old man, but I'm in the new studio here in Belleville.
New
Ontario.
studio. You're looking good. It looks fantastic. I'm looking over at ball. I got 2 screens here, so I'm like, look at you. So you're moved in and good to go. You sound good and you look good, Brian. So good morning. I'm glad the move went good. And good morning to everybody here this morning. We are so pumped. We're pumped. I'm pumped. We're tired, but pumped. Hey,
Yes, we are.
I'll tell you, there is nothing, we were talking today. We're going to talk about, is it, getting older, or is it like Parkinson's and stuff? And I was thinking about you a lot this week, moving and everything you're going through. And I'll bet you feel like an old man right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I could do some Neil Young old man right now, and it would be very fitting.
Oh my God. Well, you know what? It's something with Parkinson's that we all deal with, and everybody, and good morning to everybody who's joining us this morning. And if you're here live, that we appreciate you and thank you for joining us. And if you're on the replay, that's okay. That's okay. You're going to have a good day today. We're going to have a great day today because, we're talking about this thing that I think we all deal with, and some of us deal with it, a little bit more than others. But again, it's one of those things where, is this what's happening to me today? Is it old age or is it Parkinson's? That's one of the first things I ask my, when I go into I have my journal and I take all my notes out, I go into my doctor's appointment, Brian, and I go I'm like, okay, because like sometimes I don't know, right? I feel silly. It's like, hey, okay, doc, okay, here we go. Is this, this is, I can't see as well as I did yesterday. Everything's blurry. Is that old age or Parkinson's? That type of thing. So we all go through this stuff, right?
Yeah, it's something we ask ourselves a lot. I find I'm asking it more and more these days, and I don't know if it's getting a day older every day or if it's diminished. Like for me, my back is really pooched right now, but I know that's old age and moving.
Yeah, that's lifting. That's using muscles, lifting those boxes, like muscles you haven't used, and like those aren't pickleball muscles. Those are like
No,
lifting box muscles that you haven't used in a while.
28 years to be exact.
Yeah, exactly. And then, as you're saying, it's like why we are never moving again. Like, why did we do this? You ever need to go through that?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Oh
I'm
my.
dreaming about cardboard boxes.
Well, I ask myself every day, every single day, could this be Parkinson's? Could this be, is it just me? Is it Parkinson's? And, it's like, but one of the things, it's like, did I forget my name because of a cognitive, like when I'm like literally sitting here, Brian, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
let's get this podcast started. And I'm like, what's the name of the podcast again? And I'm like, is that cognitive decline? Or I just didn't want to remember it? Like what is that, old age or is it like, just me? Is it Parkinson's or me? I don't know. It's weird.
One way to look at it, isn't it? Like it's almost like flipping a coin.
Yeah, exactly. And no offense to the people that I meet in the pharmacies or the grocery store. I meet them, I know them, and then I don't know them the next day. So, it's crazy. So why don't we start there? Like where cognitive, where this confusion begins. I think that's the way we should get going. What do you think?
Yeah, let's start with some memory lapses, and then we can walk into. I find myself walking into rooms and I forget why I'm there. In fact, I went to the local refreshment store. I'll call it.
Oh, the refreshment store. I like that. That's a good. Oh, that's definitely where you go when you're moving and sore. You got to go to the refreshment store. I love it.
And I know I had to get 3 things. That was it, 3 things.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I went in. I couldn't find the first thing, so I said, "Let's park that, and I'll go get the other 2." And I found those. I forgot what the first one was. And I didn't take my cell phone with me, so I couldn't call Lori. So I'm standing in the refreshment store, looking like I'm lost. And a lady came up to me that works there, and she says, "Sir, can I help you?" I said, "No, I don't know what I want, but when I do figure it out, I will come ask you." And she just laughed and walked away. You probably wondered, what is wrong with this guy?
I've done that so many times. It's like, hey, you're getting the refreshments for the, whatever it is, right? You're going, you're getting the refreshments, right? And it's like, and I go there and I got the lime, right? I've got the lime, I've got the salt, I've got the mix, but I forgot the booze. And it's like,
Exactly.
well, we're all gonna have a good time anyway today. So, I mean, and you know what? And join along with us. Like, if that, don't let Brian and I feel walk out on the ledge here because make us feel like we're the only ones. If that's you, if something like that's happened to you, tune in, let us know, because again, it's one of those, like these turn into these little things, like forgetting why you're there, forgetting what it is. Thank God you remember who your wife is and remember her phone number, because that's the next one. I'm always like, how far is this going to go? Like, is it like I'm there?
True.
I don't know what I'm going to get, but at least I remember. I think Carmen made a joke one time, and she was going to say, she was on my arm. She's going to get a tattoo on my arm and says, if you find me, dazed and confused, please call Carmen, and put her cell number on there. Like it's the only way I'm going to remember.
I love it.
Oh man, I don't know. Well, that cognitive is just, it's tough, right? Like it becomes this neurological mystery of why we're doing things. And again, I think there's some elements where it probably is some old age in there. I mean, Brian, it's just not Parkinson's. I think that there's, we maybe know some older folk that forget things and don't know where to go, and I don't know what's happening. But I mean, there is such a big part of that being Parkinson's, and it's always that kind of to do it. So we'll talk a little bit about that. But what about this one, Brian? I'm gonna set you up on this one, okay? Like, so the stiffness. What about stiffness? That morning shuffle. Everyone over 60 moves a little bit slower, don't they?
Especially when you've just finished moving. But yeah, stiffness is, I actually wake up fairly, if I take my back out of the equation, I wake up, I'm not too bad in being able to move.
Yeah.
No, you need to warm up your day for a good half hour or so. But because I think I'm taking some meds overnight where you're taking the time-lapse ones, that could be the difference between the snowflakes in this regard.
That's true.
Yeah, but I do find when I'm going through the day, you get stiff, and it's to the point where you can hardly move. You're like a robot or a Tin Man or
The Tin
something
Man,
like that.
absolutely. Well, we said that before, right? And you're right. It's interesting because you and I are different that way, right? Like my mornings, when I get up in the morning, my knees sound like Rice Krispies. You know, like it's snap, crackle, pop, like snap, crackle, pop. And that's just when I get them moving. Like I can barely, I literally, and I always made this joke, and it's, as I get older now, the joke's not quite as funny, because I used to say, when I was 40 and got diagnosed, I used to say, man, when I get out of bed, I feel like I'm a 65-year-old. And now, as I'm getting close to 55, now it's like 95-year-old. Like I got to keep putting it up, because it's wild. But that morning stiffness for me is just a killer. Like I can't move, and I'm stuck, and I'm stiff, and whatnot. And so when I brought that up to my doctor, and in the morning, what do we have? I was having some issues here. I think hopefully everybody's screen. Some people saying their screens are going blank, but I think we're okay. Everybody else good? All right. I think we're good. Everybody's going on. But yeah, it's, when I wake up in the morning, it's so stiff. And my doctor said, there is elements to that. That could be old age. Absolutely. But then there's oh my gosh, I'm stiff. Like he said, I don't feel like I'm 55 or 60. I feel like I'm 100, right? 100. And some people go through that in the morning, and some people go through that in the day, or some people when they're off, right? In that off period, it just stinks. But again, it's, I always, you and I both use the Tin Man scenario, whatever you want to call it, but analogy. Thank you very much. I was going to call it synopsis, but that didn't make sense. Then you would have made fun of me, and so I'll avoid that one. But thank you, analogy, on that one. Absolutely, it's just like I feel like the Tin Man, where I'm just like stuck, and I have to get that oil to get myself moving again, and that's what that dopamine does for me, right? And it's crazy. And you look at some of the comments here, like Deborah says, leg and hand cramps, right? Is it normal aging, or is it Parkinson's? I blame both, and I do too. And you know what, Deborah? It depends what kind of mood I'm in. If I'm really pissed at Parkinson Day, it's one of those days I'm like, that damn Parkinson's. And then other days I'm like, oh my God, I'm just so old, right? And it just try to, you kind of roll with it. Anyway, that's one of those things that kind of does it. And I said, you think that cognitive side, you think of that stiffness side, and you know what, Ryan, like to what you said just now, it's different for everybody, right? Like you probably have 5 different other things that make you feel older than you think you should. And I've got my 5, and that's just one, for me, because it's just, the way it is. So I don't know.
Yeah. And it's, admit it, suck it up. It's happening. Don't wallow in self-pity. Last Saturday when we were moving, I threw on a bright orange vest, like a construction worker would wear, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I said to everybody, if I'm going to be the pylon today, I might as well dress up like one. But it was
That's
great
perfect.
because everybody took into consideration my handicap, and I really did what I could, and they were asking me to sit down and all this stuff. I was babied, and it was great.
Oh, well, sometimes you got to be. It's okay to be babied sometimes. I like that stuff. But here's the thing, though. Here's what everybody wants to know. I'm going to ask the question that everybody, all our regular listeners and viewers are thinking right now. When you were wearing the orange vest, were you sporting the red Adidas shorts?
No, they were packed in phase 1, so they were buried. And if you think I can fit into my high school gym shorts, there's no way that's happening either.
I like what is this again? Titanic Hispanic. I love that name. I always giggle when I read that. And it says things that should be stiff are not, and the things that shouldn't be stiff are. And so Titanic Hispanic. Just so you know, on the channel on Wednesday, we were talking about things like that. So check that out. Going to go deep and hard on bedroom talk. So. Okay, so we talked about stiffness. We've talked about cognitive stuff. You know what gets me, Brian?
What's that?
And we joke about it. You always love that one in the intro. There is my fingers, my fine motor skills, right, and tech fails. Like my fingers think they're in a group project when I'm texting. Like it's like they don't agree on what we're on the plan. Like one wants to swipe, one wants to click, one wants to sabotage. I can't type. Like it. Me typing a text is like an unbelievable, crazy experiment from. You don't know where.
Yeah,
it's awful.
I hate texting because it's so clumsy now.
It's awful.
It used to be great. I'm trying to just say something simple like "How are you?" and it autocorrects to horse yogurt. Like,
Right?
Who eats horse yogurt?
Yeah, exactly. And then I try to speak into it, right? And I get like in that, like I said, I literally said in that short in the beginning there, it's like I want to say how are you, and I say cows argue, like it's
I love
what in
that
the
one.
I can't win. Like I'm trying to, the fine motor skills aren't working, the voice isn't working, and again I think to myself, again fine motor skills. Okay, you know what? You're getting older. Like things are going to slow down. Is that Parkinson's? Is it old age? And that's that battle I go back and forth with.
Yeah, for sure.
I
Then,
don't
then,
know.
then you try to fix it. And so what I do now is I use voice to text.
Yeah.
But what you have to really be super diligent with is doing a spell check, because it still can pull some weird horse yogurts your way. So look out for the horse yogurts would be what I would say. But doing the voice to text, if you get a long text from me, that means I did voice to text.
Yeah, me too. Me too. And you know what? I have a disclaimer. Here's a trick. This is one of the tricks I'm doing now, because my voice to text is just I'm like literally want to call whoever it is going to be, right? Which one I'm trying to use. And because I'm like, you're just like, you're not understanding me. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. And I'm getting frustrated by it. So I actually literally I have to say, I am using voice to text, right? That's how I started now. I'm using voice to text, so don't blame me if something looks really, really wonky bad, right? I once told my boss I loved him 3 times.
Did you get a raise?
Did I get a raise? No, yeah, a raise and a promotion. So it's one of those things. And look, and it's just again, it's wild. And Jane says, so far my fingers still work, but when I'm off, I feel like there's a short stall between my brain and my hands, and I can relate, Jane, to that so bad. It's like, again, my brain, I don't know, my brain's thinking it, and it takes so long for that thing to come out, and it's unbelievable. It's like do you remember in the old days, Brian? And you remember the old days because you're older than I am. But do you remember in the old days when they used to do the live television? I don't know if they do, but they always had that 5-second delay, just in case
Yes.
someone swore or something went off the rails, that they could pull it back. Well,
Yeah.
that to me is what Parkinson's is like. We have a 5-second delay just to make sure, just so it's like it's like I think of something, and it takes, then it's got this 5 seconds before I start to move. It's wild.
Yeah, it's like your brain has arthritis.
And here's Miss Lori said, I use speak to text too. It can be frustrating. I do mumble. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. And yet, it's funny, Lori. I'll tell you one thing, and Brian, I'll tell you this too. And this is just me being vulnerable right now. I don't know. I don't think like. Because Carmen will say that, stop mumbling, and I'm like, I'm not mumbling. I'm talking so great. Like in my head, I'm talking like the orator. Like I'm whatever.
Morgan Freeman.
That's who I was thinking of. How did you know I was even thinking that? And I couldn't get it. I couldn't think of what it was, but that's what I feel like it. I feel like I'm doing great. I feel like I'm saying things that are just like so beautiful, and then people say they'll watch the podcast and or listen to the podcast, and they'll say like, man, your voice sounds so good. Like you don't mumble. And again, if you came behind scenes here, I mean, before we start, I'm stretching my mouth, I'm pulling my mouth. I mean, I'm on my 2nd dose already, just to make sure I make it. I'm in a good space right here, right? But I've been mumbling all morning. And oh, look at this! Must be a fan, Brian. Look at Sandy dropped in to say hello, everyone. I finally made it live, Brian. Do you know Sandy?
I know Sandy very well.
There you go. So that's straight for you.
Awesome.
So that was a message directly for you. So there you go, Sandy. And look at this. I got a message directly to me. Hi, all. Meds, my love. So I guess that's me. So unless you're, she's calling you love now, Brian, I'm going to take my meds. So, but that's the thing. I feel like for me personally, again, and again, I guess here's the thing, Brian, the reality is we've got Parkinson's, right? We've got it. And so we don't really know if it's old age or Parkinson's, do we?
No, not at all.
No,
it's balancing, right?
We don't know the difference. So it could be whatever we want it to be.
Yeah, I guess that's right.
You think about that. I'm way off script here, Brian. So I'm just go with me. But
No, I'm with you.
if you think about it for a second like this. So, you know, if someone out there does not have Parkinson's, they're just getting old. And they might be experiencing a form of or some other things that we're not. And someone who has PD, like, so we don't know the difference. So who the hell cares if it's old age or PD? So let's have fun with it. Let's just have fun with it because why not? I think that why not? I think there.
Yeah, you know what? I knew from the move what was not Parkinson's because my wife, Lori, my daughter, Megan, and my son-in-law, we all had the same aches and pains. So some to a different degree because I've already got a bad back with degenerative disc disease. I tend to get it much more acute than the others. But at the end of the day, we all had the same pain.
So you were all wallowing in your own miseries together. You were like my right shoulder over here, and you're like, yeah, me too, my right shoulder over here. And you know what always gets me though. I'm shooting all over the place here, Brian. So
I'm following.
Why does it? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about this, but you've moved, right? You moved. Why does your butt hurt?
That's a good one. Because it's an extension of your back, right? So for me, it's going from my lower back to just below my knee. Is what hurts. Absolutely.
I've always wondered that, like, because I'm moving, I'm shifting, it's not like I sat all day. I wasn't sitting on a hard chair. Why does my butt hurt when I'm lifting stuff? It's so strange. It's so strange. I don't know. I really don't know. Well, we've got a lot of people here live. So you know what time I think it is, Brian? I think
my favorite time.
It is your favorite time, and it's probably my least favorite time. But I think it's time to get into it.
Get ready for the only game show where the stakes are low, but the side eyes are high. It's time for Shakey or Fakey, the game where one fact is true, one is totally made up, and Bryce and Brian pretend they studied. Will they nail the neuroscience or flunk the funk? Play along in the comments and see if you can beat the bros. Let the Shakey showdown begin.
All right, let the Shakey showdown begin, and I want everybody to play along with us today. So Shakey Fakey, if you're new with us here, I'm going to read out something here, and it's either going to be, and Brian's going to guess whether it's a real viewer comment, or which is real, like true, Shakey, or if I completely made it up. So I'm going to read out a comment, and you have to decide whether you think that actually somebody sent that in, and if it really happened, or if I made it up. And remember, put a 1 in there, and Shakey, or whatever question is, question 1, Shakey or Fakey, and play along with us, please. I think it'll be a fun episode, or fun round, Brian. Are you ready for this, Brian? This is like, I should have made it Shakey Fakey the moving edition.
You should have, but you know what? Let's just be movers and shakers. Let's get her done.
All right. Shake. Here we go. All right, this is question number 1. And again, did a viewer send this in or did I make it up? Here it is. In Arizona, we've got birds. They're called Parkinson birds. They're actually called Gambrel's quail. They run across the road, they freeze halfway, they panic and run back. We've started nicknaming them Parkinson birds. So there's these birds, they're quails in Arizona, Brian, and they freeze halfway across the road. Is that true? Is that Shakey? Or did I completely make that up? False, Fakey. So here we go. We got some people already in there. Brian, I don't know. It's, I don't know. What do you think? Did I make it up or someone sent it in or we got out of the comments?
I like this question.
You do?
Yeah, it's sneaky.
It's a very sneaky one.
I'm going to go Shakey just because it's that sneaky.
Oh, really? So you're Shakey. Got Dolores is Shakey, Miss Lori's Shakey, Jane's Shakey, everybody's shaking. Shake. You're 1 for 1, Brian. That was sent in by Cheryl. She actually sent that in on our forum, and she said there are these birds in Arizona, and they stop halfway through, freeze. She said they're running like really good, and they just freeze. And then they just turn around and go back because they forgot where they were going. And so they call them Parkinson birds now. So you are 1 for 1. And big thank you to Cheryl for sending that in. That's amazing. And if you want to either come on in and play Brian and Shakey Fakey or send in one of your funny things, there's a forum in the description and you should join us because I think it's a lot of fun. Get involved. So it looks like you're 1 for 1. Looks like a lot of people are 1 for 1. And let's go to round 2. You ready for this one, Brian?
All right.
Shake your Fakey. My handwriting has gotten so small that my grandson asked if I wrote his birthday card in Morse code. My handwriting has gotten so small, my grandson asked if I wrote his birthday card in Morse code.
How old is the grandson?
I don't know.
I love throwing you curveballs.
How would I know? I'm like, I didn't interview them. They just said that it's
You
either.
should see that. When I ask you something strange like that, you go deer in the headlights. It's just beautiful.
Well, I mean, how old are your grandkids?
My eldest is 11.
Yeah, so maybe they're not thinking Morse code, but had you been maybe 10 years older or 20 years older, yeah, they might say that. So we've got some shakies in the comments. We got some fakies. We got Dolores and the fakie.
Yeah, I guess if I was your age, it'd be different. But anyway, I'm gonna,
Wait a minute. Trust me. I had to Google what Morse code meant. I wasn't quite sure.
Morse code has me a little bit thrown off. And if you had to Google it, it could be that because this was your question. But I'm going to go with shaky.
You're gonna go with shaky. You think that's a true thing? That was in the comments.
I do.
All right, everybody. Here we go. Is Brian 1 for 2 or 2 for 2? That's correct. That number 2 was shaky. You are right, and Jane was right. And Miss Lori was right, and Donald was wrong. Sorry, Donald, that you had it right. I was going to call you out there. My God, that was absolutely true. That came through. I don't know how old the grandson was, but if you're watching and that was your comment, maybe you put it in you can let us know how old that grandson was because that was pretty up there. So anyway, Miss Lori is celebrating with you. You guys are 2 for 2. They're you're both into pickleball. We should have Miss Lori come on and we should like have a head-to-header on that because she's we'll have like a pickleball thing. All right. Well, look at that. Oops. That's okay. That's okay, Titanic. We're okay. We're okay. We're gonna get him here. You ready for this one? Round 3. Yeah. Here it is. Round 3. It is. I froze in the cereal aisle, and I heard a kid whisper, "Mom, is she a mannequin?" I froze in the cereal aisle, and I heard a kid whisper, "Mom, is she a mannequin?" This is question number 3. Round number 3. Did somebody freeze in the cereal aisle and heard someone whisper, "Mom, is she a mannequin?" That's hilarious to me, actually. I think that's so funny because you talk about freezing, Brian, halfway through and getting stuck, right? And it's like, huh. All right, so here we go. We've got
the way I see this one is the fact you like it so much and you think you are funny. I think this is fakey. I think this is fakey.
I didn't mean it that way. Oh my God, you guys. And everybody's following you, Ryan. Everybody's going fakey. And, you got everybody, Deborah, and Jane, and Lori, and Dolores. I feel like everybody ganged up on me today.
Brian's Angels.
That was absolutely fakey. I made that one completely up. I should have said, as I read it, though, in my head, I'm going, cereal aisle? That doesn't make sense. I would have said, was like walking through the department store, and then maybe a mannequin. But, you don't see very many mannequins in the cereal aisle or in the grocery store. So that was probably my bad. I probably gave that up a little bit too easy. Okay, 3 for 3, Brian. What? Look at this. New studio. Like, new Brian, new 3 for 3. Like, we're rock and rolling and everybody's rolling. So I made these way too easy. Here we go. Round 4. Here we go. Round 4. Everybody ready for round 4? And it looks like everybody's like crushing this one. All right. Round 4. This is Shakey or Fakey. True comment from a viewer or a listener or not. I brushed my teeth with arthritis cream. Honest mistake. Same size tube. Early morning. No glasses. Waiting for meds to kick in. Shakey or fakey? I brushed my teeth with arthritis cream. Honest mistake. Same size tube. Early morning. No glasses. Waiting for meds to kick in. This is round 4. Is it Shakey or is it fakey? We've got some coming in now. Here they come. Miss Lori is in with a Shakey. We got Wolf Kane in with a Shakey. We've got a fakey. We've got a Shakey. Brian, they're all over the map here, Brian.
Yeah, this is a good one. This is good. You got me thinking. I'm going to go Shakey.
Brian's going Shakey on this one. We're calling this the toothbrush trick. I think I'm behind. What time are we at? Well, Sandy, right now it's 11:29. You can speed up if you're behind in the live. You can actually go to fast forward and move it over, and it'll pick it up right live. But anyway, here we go. That was you said that was Shakey, Brian?
I did.
Well, everybody, count 1 for Bryce. That was totally made up and false. Fakey. I call that the toothbrush trick. Bryce is 1. Bryce got 1. 1 run. Brian's hot streaks down the toilet. Miss Lori's hot streak. Ha, Miss Lori, Miss Deborah. I've got you all. Got you all on that one. Thankfully, I mean, I could get one. I need one win, Brian. So don't look at you. You're so mad right now. You're so
No,
mad. You're mad. You're
you know what I'm
steaming.
thinking?
You have
Here's what
steam. I can see it coming out of of those headphones. I got a little steam coming up. Okay, what are you thinking?
Here's what I was thinking.
What?
I answer a question, and when I get it right, I react like I do it all the time. When you get one right, you're doing the Snoopy dance and all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah, because I get one. I get 1 out of 5, Brian. You're 4. You're like 3 for 3. You're like you get it right. Like it's like no big deal. Like you're right. It's because you're just like, oh yeah, I'm 3 for 3. No big deal. I've got one.
How many
I need to celebrate my
badges
one.
did you get in school? How many participant badges did you get in school?
Well, to be honest with you, I was not much of a school lover, so I didn't.
Fair enough.
I
I'm not going down that rabbit hole.
I
Next
avoided
question.
school like the plague. I did not like school. Oh, I was a rebel of authority, my friend. Okay, all right. So here we go. This is question number 5. How's everybody doing? And is anybody? I don't know if anybody is actually 4 for 4. If you are, put it in the comments. But this is question number 5. Here we go. Shakey or Fakey? I dropped my pill bottle in the kitchen. When it hit the floor, it sounded like a Vegas slot machine. My dog started barking, and my wife applauded. I dropped my pill bottle in the kitchen. When it hit the floor, it sounded like a Las Vegas slot machine. My dog started barking, and my wife applauded. Is that a true comment in by a listener or viewer, or did I completely make that up? This is question number 5. Is it Shakey or Fakey? And I don't know if anybody's going for oh, Jane Dean's in there. Jane's in. Okay. Jane's got hers rolling. She's going. Titanic Hispanic is opposite Jane.
I'm going
Dolores
shaky.
is in.
I'm going shaky on this one.
You're going Shaky?
Yeah.
You're going Shaky? Well, it's interesting because looking like all the ladies, all the women are going Shaky. All the men are going Fakey, except for Brian. And Brian and the ladies have it. It's true. Darn it. That was absolutely put in by. That was absolutely in the comments. I just thought that was the funniest. I could see that. When I read that out loud, I could see it because I've dropped my pills so many times. In the inner circle, I think it was Miss Lori, and I hope I'm not throwing you under the bus here, Miss Lori. I think she put a picture in there of her spilt pills everywhere, the cat looking at it. Like, it was so funny. And I've spilt my pills, I can't even tell you how many times. I mean, and they go everywhere, right? But I was just thinking about that, and I'm watching hearing the dog barking and the wife's applause. Like, I could see it. That was my life, and it was so honest. It was such an honest thing that I just loved it. Well, I'll tell you what, Brian, you're 4 for 5, not quite 5 for 5.
That's okay.
And it was funny. See, Miss Jane was the same way. I almost want it to be true. Yeah, I know, because you can see that. I don't know why it is. I can see it too. But I'm telling you what, Brian, I've got a couple of bonus round here just to see.
I like doing these, so you can go. Now this question.
Well,
is for everything.
We have to go big or go home, right? So yeah,
This
is like
4 to 5.
It's like overtime. It's like 0-0 in overtime, and these, we'll see what happens. So we start all over. But here's some bonus rounds, just because I thought these were really fun and these were great.
Let's do it.
All right. So if anybody's 5 for 5, please let us know. But we're gonna see who can go 7 for 7. But Brian is 4 for 5. So let's see if we can keep that streak alive. And we're gonna go. This is number 6. All right, number 6. Let's just do it. All right, number 6, Shakey or Fakey. My feet shuffled so slowly that the automatic doors closed on me twice. The cashier clapped when I finally made it in. Going into the grocery store, I forgot this. I should have told you that. I'm sorry. Going into the grocery store, my feet shuffled so slowly that the automatic doors closed on me twice, and the cashier clapped when I finally made it in. This is question, I guess, number 6, right? So you can put a 6 in the comments and then a Shakey or a Fakey. But what do you think there, big guy? What do you think on this one? What do you think?
That sounds like something Bryce would say.
No, it doesn't sound like anything I'd say.
Yeah, I'm going Fakey.
Really? Does that sound like something I would say? Am I that obvious? Is it that? Oh my God!
To the letter.
Okay, and everybody must know me now because everybody's went Fakey. So you and all your cronies, Brian, you and all your cronies are right. Fakey it is, darn it. My gosh. Okay. That was too obvious. Was that one way too obvious? Okay. All right. Okay. All right. All right, I'll take that one. Everybody got that one right, it looks like.
Number 7.
All right, number 7. Brian's 5 or 6. 5 or 6, 5 or 6. Here we go. Number 7. All right. A fellow said that he put his coffee in the microwave, hit start, then stood there holding the empty mug and waited for it to heat up. A fellow said he put his coffee in the microwave, hit start, and then stood there holding the empty mug and waiting for it to heat up. Is that question number 7? Is that going to be a Shakey or a Fakey? A Shakey or a Fakey? Do you want me to reread it? Okay, here we come. Here comes some of the answers. Miss Laurie's in. No. No. Sandy's in. Dolores is in.
I'm going Shakey.
You're going Shakey. And Jane's in. So just to recap here quickly, Brian. You're going Shakey.
Yep.
Miss Laurie went Shakey. Sandy went Shakey. Wolfgang went Shakey. Dolores went Shakey. Jane Dean went Shakey. And I thought you all knew Bryce's voice. Completely made up. False. Fake. Never happened. Not a chance. And I'm not doing a Snoopy dance. I'm just taking it like I win them all.
I hurt your feelings.
You hurt my feelings? No, you didn't hurt my feelings at all. Good. Brian, Big Brian. Brian went 5 for 7. What did you do? Let us know in the comments.
That's it for this round of Shakey or Fakey, where the facts are fuzzy and the fun is fully intentional. Think you can do better? Sign up to be a guest and take on Bryce or Brian in a future showdown. Just follow the link in the description, and you might be the next contestant on Shakey or Fakey. Cue the awkward outro music.
Yep. It could happen, right? So that was the brilliance of the final round. And we all know that final question is the make it or break it, the winner, take all question. So, that's why I have 2 in case you get the first one right, that I have another chance to try to win. But no, Brian went 5 for 7, but look at this. Look at Miss Laurie in there, 6 for 7. Look at that. I love it. I almost want to put Miss Laurie, I'm telling you, I almost want to put a challenge out to you to come join us and take Brian on, because I think you could do some damage.
I double dare you.
All right, the link is in the description. So that was fun, Brian, but good job. That was fantastic.
That was great. I enjoyed that.
I love playing that game with you along the way. So let's move on. And I thought I saw a question pop up here. Maybe I didn't. Okay, let's move on. What does this say, Brian? Hi guys, recently diagnosed, new to this group, but I've been following for a bit longer. The question I have is I'm not sure what it is. Okay, so you can finish that off. We'll get going. Okay, let's move into the next section, though, Brian. I think because again, this is. I mean, we're making fun of it, but it is, a serious thing. But let's get serious, no?
Yeah.
All right.
Where are you taking us?
Well, I don't know. You know what? Let's talk about like the mental exhaustion of not knowing. Can we dive into that just a little bit? Like not knowing what that causes. Like I'm exhausted sometimes because of Parkinson's, right? Or is it because I stayed up? Like you think about being mentally exhausted. And I mean, there's exhaustion, right? Like there's exhaustion, but then there's like this mental exhaustion, and it's wild. Like so again, am I exhausted because of Parkinson's or because I stayed up all night? Watching reruns and things like that because I couldn't sleep. I mean, that's the thing I don't ever understand.
Yeah. For me, I'm dog tired at the end of the day. Like I am mentally spent, and I'm retired, so it's not like I'm mentally spent because I'm doing a job for 8 hours. I find I go to bed exhausted and I wake up tired.
Yeah, I know. You've said that before, and I really, really, really like that way you say that. And I mean, I don't like that you have that. I don't
No,
like
I
that it feels
understand.
that way.
I
But I
understand.
like the way you say that because that's so true. It's like you don't. It's like you want to have that refreshing. That oh man, what a sleep I just had. I went three
Right.
nights this week, Brian. 3 straight nights not sleeping. Like three. I went 3 straight nights. I don't know. I
Wow.
can't even add those hours up. And you would think on my fourth night, you'd think on that night
Yeah,
where I did fall asleep, I would wake up like, oh my gosh, what a difference. But I wake up feeling as if I didn't sleep.
exactly.
You
And
know,
that's starting your day. Like you've said before, we live in these 3 hour time moments in time, right? Like
yeah,
I've got 8 3 hour segments a day, and I always sometimes I catch myself at night going, can I have a better sleep so I don't wake up tired? You know, and I'm
yeah.
actually I'm out here in the country, and I'm not kidding. I've had 4 or 5 nights sleep out here. Half of them have been pretty good. Like I still get up and take my pills those 2 times, but it's around those time zones or time periods that I have difficulty going back to sleep. And I find here in the country, it's coming more natural. Let's put it that way.
Well, that's awesome. I mean, so think about that. That's so what you're saying is we should all move to the country. That,
Yes,
but no, it's good.
it's awesome.
But you know what? I think let's look at this way too. Think about that. Well, number one is you also moved your butt all weekend, so you could be super
Right.
exhausted. That's one. But number two, though,
Yeah.
I think there is an element to that. I think there's so much to do with peace, right?
Mm.
Peace in self and peace of knowing and peace. I think that, a lot of times we're lying in bed, thinking, wondering what's tomorrow going to look like? How am I going to feel tomorrow? What's going to happen tomorrow? What time do I take my meds? How's this going to work? Make sure my alarm's set, get the sleep apnea mask on, going through all this kind of stuff. Right. And so I think that we kind of, because we have to schedule, and this is what I think, and, I might be out here by myself, Brian, but I think that when I used to before Parkinson's, I just lived. I didn't think about what I had to do next. I didn't have to plan my day. I didn't have
Yes.
to worry about what I was going to be. I didn't have to. I just lived. I just went and did it. Now I have to think about everything I do and plan everything I do to make sure, right? And that's bloody exhausting, right? It's bloody exhausting.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I
Everything
lie in
that
bed at night thinking about all that stuff again, thinking. So I want to get it right. So I want to have a good day. 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 And then boom, I can't sleep.
and then your next day starts. And away you
And
go.
then you're in it. And then you're in it, right?
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
so is that a thing? Is that something? So maybe is there something to be said with, like you just said, you've slept so good. It's like this peaceful. I'm here. I made it. This is where I want to be. And maybe you're settled. You're at ease, and you're just into it. You're just kind of there. Could that be something?
Yeah, for sure. Like this was a daunting task. Like we moved into a home with my daughter and my son-in-law and their 2 grandkids, and it was 2 moves when you do the math. We moved in on the Saturday, Sunday, and then the military. He's in the army and he's being transferred due to a promotion. So they paid for his move. So Monday morning we woke up to a 55-foot tractor trailer in our driveway. And yes, my driveway fits a 55-foot tractor trailer
Nice.
and two more. But there was one. It was packed to the rafters all the way front to back. 13
Wow.
hours to unload that puppy. Now they had
Wow.
people unloading, but then they weren't paid just on unloading the box. They had to certify that there was nothing broken in or anything broken either in the box or if they were carrying a piece of furniture or whatever. So,
Wow.
we're doing an audit at the same time kind of thing, right?
Yeah. 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 My gosh, that's amazing. That's wild.
Like they
You know
had
what?
five guys loading that truck when they loaded it 6 weeks ago. They only had 3 unloading it. I felt so sorry for those guys.
Well, one's uphill, one's downhill, but that's what they
Yeah.
do. That's what they do. And look at Miss Jane said, "Don't you long for just one
Yeah.
day that you didn't have to think about Parkinson's?" Oh, Jane,
Yes.
wouldn't that be beautiful? Wouldn't that be beautiful? I mean, I for me personally, Parkinson's always is there to remind me. I don't think I could, I can't
Yeah.
go a day without it.
No.
I used to. I think in the early diagnosis when I was young, I was like in my like first few years, I could have a day, but yet every time I had to take that pill, it's like ringing the bell, right? And it's like, how do you not take that pill and not think about it? So, yeah, I mean, it'd be cool not to think about it. But how about this? Let's get some tips. I don't want to leave everybody here because that's and Miss Lori, she just jumped in like I'd do anything for that as well. So I mean, that's our battle. Right, that's our battle. It's one of those things like Parkinson's disease, whether you just got diagnosed or whether you've been on this journey for me 15, 10, whatever it's been.
Yeah.
It's absolutely. There's days absolutely, and there's days though that I'm thankful that So I think that you have to get to that point of just again coming to grips and I don't know. It's like I've read people, have talked about in the comments too. It's like even when they're taking their meds, it's like, hey, here comes my, it's like here comes my burst of fun, or here comes my my dopamine burst, and they try to make light of it and good with it. But let's talk about some tips, right? Let's talk about some tips to help tell the difference between old age and Parkinson's, but also like how to cope either way, right? Because that's the thing. It doesn't matter. Here's the bottom line. It doesn't matter if it's old age. It doesn't matter, or Parkinson's, right? And I think that's the other thing. Let me just, here we go again, Brian. We're going to go chase. I saw this rabbit and now I'm going to chase after it because I can't leave it right there. But think about this right now. We're sitting here right now talking about, look at what PD's done to me, right? Like, here's what it's done to me. Because again, we don't know any other way. We don't know old age without it. We don't know how, we don't have anything to compare it to. Because we're only going to, we only have one life. We're in this one life, so we don't know the difference. And so we're talking, but again, there could be a live podcast on right now, just about getting old, talking about the same things we're talking about, forgetting things, being stiff, joints are sore, right? So, I mean, so it really doesn't matter where it comes from, but it's like, what do we do? What do we do to get over this? And, I'll come back to again, just tracking your patterns, right? Not just the symptoms. I think that if you really want to know if it's old age or you really want to know if it's PD, because if it is PD, there might be something you can do to help. That's the thing the only thing I'm going to throw in there. And again, I love tracking my patterns, right? Not just the symptom, not just like, oh, I was stiff today. It's like, well, what did I do today to make myself stiff? So I think that's a really big thing that for me, it's always my first tip, right? Just track those patterns to see what it could be.
Yeah, right on it. Another thing to look for is give yourself some margin of error in your day, because even for yourself, not only are our days not like your day and my day, Bryce, aren't they're similar but not the same. It's the same for us individually.
Yes.
Tuesday isn't the same. Wednesday wasn't the same as Tuesday was, and so on and so forth. And what I find is if you put a buffer out there for margin of error, like say it normally takes you 20 minutes to do something, unload, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Well, double that to 40. Allow yourself 40 minutes. Now you got wiggle room. If you freeze, or if you don't have the stamina, the energy, the wherewithal, build that in, because then you can make a little victory out of that and celebrate it versus it celebrating you, so to speak.
That's good. And you're right. And you know what? If it only takes the 20, then you've got 20 minutes just to sit there and just be excited about it, right? And breathe and live and just kind of be in it. So I think that's a really good point, Brian. I think that I love that, putting that extra in. And that's a great point. And here, I'll throw another one at. Another one of the thing is ask people who you see most, right? Like, so for me, Carmen notices stuff before I do, right? If I'm dragging, if I'm repeating myself, right? She'll gently say, hey, Tin Man, you need some oil. She'll make a little joke, but that's one of our little plays, but she'll see that. Like, and, even it's funny, she's been saying to me lately, which I can't believe because we're doing so many podcasts, I'm speaking so often, but she said to me the other day, she literally said to me, I think it was like on Friday, she said, hey, you need to start talking from your belly, not your throat. And I'm like, what do you mean? She goes, you're talking from your throat. And I'm like, what? How do you, like, what, huh? She goes, you're getting slow. It's getting quiet. You're mumbling. And I'm like, really? Because it's like I had to go back and grab my speech therapy, my speech therapy notes, and I'm going to went over it again this morning, kind of, deep breaths and, doing that thing, because other people will see it before we do a lot of the time. So we have to ask them.
No, for sure. And another thing is, don't take on too much information that's unqualified. So, don't Google something crazily and try and figure it out. I remember a couple of appointments ago, I went to see my neurologist and I was complaining about my hip. And she said right away, that has nothing to do with Parkinson's. She didn't ask any questions. She shot it down, and that conversation was over as quick as I just had it with you guys. And you know what? It wasn't due to Parkinson's. I followed through with my GP, and I ended up having fluid on my hip. That has nothing to do with Parkinson's. So
oh my God, that's so
check
funny.
in with your doctor. Check in. It's
oh
important.
my gosh, you know what? Again, I've been me and my neurologist. We have had a 15-year now relationship, right? So he knows me so good. I can say, like, is this serious? Like, is this serious, or am I just being dramatic? And he just says yes. So I have and he knows. I just look at him like, well, it's just crazy, and which leads me into what I would say is another one of my tips would be, Brian, is like, I laugh first and then I problem solve. Like, again, if I have to laugh it off, because here's the truth: whether it's Parkinson's or whether it's aging, it's happening. That's what I'm saying. So let's not be too proud to laugh at it, to talk about it, and to plan around it, right? And it's just, that's the way. Yeah, I have to look at it because I've got it regardless. And that's to me is one of those things that it's important. Brian, this sounds like you, this Violet here. So my alarm clock, Titanic Hispanic, I think we got the question here. It's my alarm clock is set for every 3 hours to wake up, and I take my meds, and then I'm exhausted. So the doctor's going to try a new continuous infusion pump for me called Vilev. Yeah, Vilev is a very good option. So Vilev, the Vilev pump is, and I sat down with Abby. Abby is the pharmaceutical company that made it, and I had a conversation with them not that long ago. They were doing a presentation I was at. And really, Vilev was made for people that have trouble taking the pill orally. So whether that be through the night, whether it be missing times, whether it be, up notch, that type of thing. I think it's really good too for people that are in like nursing homes and hospital, right? So it just automatically feeds you when you need to be fed. It's a great option if it works for you. And they have nurses that can come up and set you up. So good luck with that, Titanic Hispanic. I think that's a great thing to try. I mean, Brian, I don't know about you, we're kind of the same, but if there's something out there to try that might make my life better, I'm going to try it, but it's not an option for everybody. That's the one thing with Vilev. It's not an option for everybody. So if it's something that you qualify for, that's going to make your life easier, why not?
Yeah, it's like deep brain stimulation. Not everybody's qualified for that, but it's a viable solution.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of which, where are you at in your deep brain stimulation?
I don't see them until the 19th of September. So I haven't had any interaction per se with the hospital as of yet. I haven't even filled out any forms. So I'm anticipating in August it'll start to get the wheels going. I've been doing my own research and meeting with some folks who I know that have had it already. So I'm going to make an informed and educated decision should I be put in that particular position.
Yeah, absolutely. Good. So you don't know if do you know if you qualify for it yet?
No, I don't. I'm pretty confident I'm going to qualify. And I'm pretty serious about what I'm going to do. So
yeah, well, it's a serious thing, man. It's like it's a serious thing. Like I said,
it's a big one.
3 times now. I think I hold the record. I hold the record for the most turned down of DBS in the history of Parkinson's disease. But I've turned it down 3 times. I'm back on the waiting list. I got it should be about a 1.5 years to 2 that I get to actually do it again, and we'll see how I am then. But to each their own. I think, and again, I'm not against DBS. I think I've talked to people and I've seen people, and it's amazing. It really is. I just think for where I'm at in my current journey, right? I'm okay. Like I'm not there yet in we're just for me personally. But you know what? When I'm there, I'm there. And back to my neurologist, because I talk everything through him. When I said that, I said, he's like, okay, here we go again. I'm like, just not ready yet. He goes, you're a big chicken. I'm like, yeah, I am. Yep, I'll totally am. I'll be honest with you. I completely, 100% the biggest chicken in the whole world when it comes to this. But I said, and then and Carmen, my wife she said to the doctor, she said, well, yeah, but is he being silly? Like, should he be getting this done now? And he said, no, I think I agree with him. He's okay right now. And then she said, but I'll promise you, the second that you say no, and I say, I disagree with you, I will tell you that I disagree with you. And then I said, okay, and when you tell me you disagree with me, I will listen to you and I will get it done. So I think that's okay.
Absolutely.
Right? I think that's okay. Well, that was a little side miss there too, right?
The rabbit hole. We tend to do that. We tend to do that.
But that's okay. You know what? It's okay to do that. It's okay to chase the rabbits. I think that again, it's you know what it is? I'm going to blame mine on PD and yours on old age.
It's the funniest thing you've ever said. I like that one.
I like that one too.
You punched me in the throat and you smiled when you did it. I love it.
I kind of enjoyed that one too, to be honest with you. That was pretty good. We should get that on a t-shirt. Hey, well, it's PD. That would have made the thumbnail.
See?
That would have been good.
I'm okay though. You're not going to write it down here. You're going to forget it now.
Good. That would have been so good. I don't know. You know what? I don't know. So what do you think, Brian? Where should we go here? What do you what do you think?
You know what? Have you ever asked yourself, is it Parkinson's or am I just getting older? Like, I think I do it every day.
Absolutely.
Every day.
Yeah.
If you're doing that, I congratulate you because you're surviving, you're thriving, and you're making the best of every day. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. 100%. Have you ever think like there's some things here? Let's do a quick a lightning round. Let's do a lightning round of if you think it's old or Parkinson's, right? Like I don't know. What do you think about this? How about falling asleep mid movie? Do you think that is like a Parkinson's thing or an old age thing?
I think it's old age.
Think it's old age?
Because my wife does it all the time.
Yeah. Mine, I just think the movies are boring now. Yeah. I don't think it matters. It's so stupid. Right? What about this? What about making noises when standing up? Is that old age or is that Parkinson's?
Both.
Yeah.
No, I think it's old. I think it's old age. If I had to go one way or the other, because I don't have a lot of pain from Parkinson's. I have a lot of pain in the butt from Parkinson's. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true enough. Well, making noise when standing up. So here's my thing. When I stand up straight and good, I make noise. It's like a celebrity. You hear me going, yeah, I did it. Like, that's my noise. That's my noise. Like, it's not that creaky, the snap, crackle, pop. It's like, yahoo! I made it. Oh my God. Okay, what about this? What about forgetting names instantly? Old age or Parkinson's?
Human nature.
There you go. Yeah, you're right.
I think it's human nature. So the trick there is use the person's name 3 to 5 times right after you hear it, and you'll tend to remember it better.
Well, there you go. Exactly. My problem is just I've met too many Steves. I can't remember Steve. I can't remember Steve if I set it up. Like I said, Steve, and I think I must be wrong. What about yelling at a TV? How about yelling at a TV? Is that old age or Parkinson's?
Or a Leaf fan.
Same thing, exactly.
I just put myself under the bus, but it's true. I might as well be self-aware.
And just if you don't know what a Leaf fan is, let me explain. The Toronto Maple Leaf. I'm just kidding. Yes. Being a Toronto Maple Leaf fan can make you feel like you're. Oh man. Yeah. You know what? Here's the thing. I'm going to throw my dad under the bus. My dad yells at the TV 24/7. Like when he wakes up, the TV goes on and it's on the news or something. It's on the news, and he's like pouring his coffee. And I can hear, like, if I ever like stay with them or whatever, I can hear him, and he's talking back to the TV the whole time. He's like, and I'm calling him the cranky old man, and he doesn't have PD. So, and I don't. And then he says it's old age, and I say, yeah, baloney. You've been doing it his whole life. Like, so I think that's just personality.
I love it.
Oh man, I think that's great. Well, I'll tell you what. You know what? If you've ever asked yourself, it's sparking old age, well, congratulations, you're officially part of this club. We have cookies, we have boxes, you get a little stamp on your hand, but it's a club that nobody ever wanted to join, but you're officially part of it. It's wild. But what matters most, Brian, here's the thing: old age, Parkinson's, life, right? What matters most is that you keep showing up, right? We just keep we just figure it out, and we keep laughing, we keep moving, we keep going, regardless. Nothing can stop us in that at all.
No, and if this episode helped you at all today, leave a comment, share it, or just send us your best was this Parkinson's or age moment. And as Bryce likes to say, we read every note that we get. So please feel free to take advantage of that, because you will be heard.
Yeah, I love those comments, man. Love those comments. And bonus points if it involves a trampoline or expired yogurt, because we won't ask questions. We won't judge. But anyway, listen, great episode. Great to see you, Brian. Hope that your muscles get better. Hope you have a great week. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. We love you so much. We love being you coming along for our ride, and we're on with your ride. It's such a great community, and it's so great to be a part of. And you know what? If you've made it this far and you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Come along for the ride. We've built this amazing community is being built. These people are beautiful, beautiful people, and we're just here doing life together, stumbling as we go, laughing along the way. And I hope everybody has an amazing week. And remember, always stay in motion. See you, Brian.
Have a great day.
All right, guys. Thanks. Bye-bye.
You did it. You made it through another episode of Life in Motion. That's 20 to 30 minutes you could have spent folding laundry, Googling your symptoms, or rearranging the 14 pill bottles on your nightstand. Instead, you hung out with Bryce and Brian. That's friendship. Or questionable time management. Either way, we're grateful. Be sure to follow the show, leave a review, or just yell, "I have Parkinson's and I'm fabulous," into your backyard. We'll hear you. Probably. New episodes drop regularly, unless we both forget. Until next time, keep laughing, keep shaking things up. And if you find our train of thought, please return it.